I, Dr. Vandana Ranga, would like to discuss what is a JFET or junction and metal semiconductor field effect transistor. The term field effect is used describes the change in conductance of a sample that occurs as a result of capacitivity applied to field normal to the sample surface. Field effect transistors (FETs) are devices in which transistor action, the signal amplification, etc. is achieved by field effect. These devices are also classified as unipolar transistors because the current flow involves only one type of carrier, that is the majority carriers. This feature is in contrast to the bipolar transistor where the current is carried by both majority and minority carriers. In order to understand how a conductance modulation is achieved, let us consider a region of N semiconductor with a cross-sectional area A and length L. The conductance G of this region can be written as G is equal to Q mu n Na divided by L, where n represents the electron concentration and mu n is the electron mobility. The conductance G may be changed either by altering the dimensions A and L of the region or by changing the carrier concentration n. Based on these two methods of conductance modulation, we have two classes of field effect transistors: the junction field effect transistor JFET, the surface field effect transistor. In the JFET, one or two reverse bias PN junctions are used to change the cross-sectional area of the conducting region called the channel. A metal semiconductor field effect transistor (MESFET) is similar to a JFET except that the rectifying metal semiconductor contact is used in place of the PN junction. In the surface FET, the carrier concentration in the channel is modulated by supplying an electric field at the semiconductor surface using a metal electrode separated by an insulator. Modulation of the channel conductance by either of the two methods causes a variation in the channel current, which is responsible for the transistor action. Since the electric field that modulates the channel conductance is varied by changing the voltage on a third terminal called the gate, FET is a voltage control device. Field effect transistors have many advantages over bipolar transistors. They have considerably higher input impedances than bipolar transistors, and this prevents feedback from the output to the input. Since the current is in a FET is due to the transport of majority carriers, the current voltage characteristics of FETs are relatively insensitive to temperature change and radiation damage. Field effect transistors are also less noisy than bipolar transistors because of the absence of the generation recombination noise. In addition, FETs are simpler to fabricate and require less space in integrated circuits than bipolar transistors. The main disadvantages of FETs has been their lower gain bandwidth product compared to that of the bipolar transistors. However, this is true mainly for the silicon FETs fabricated using conventional technology. During the last several years, high mobility semiconductors like gallium arsenide and indium phosphide have been employed, and new fabrication techniques have been used to reduce the device dimensions to the submicron range. These developments have led to MESFETs with high frequency performance comparable to, and in some cases even better than, that of a bipolar transistor. This chapter is devoted to the JFET and MESFET, not only because of the theory of these devices is simple compared to that of the surface FET, but also because historically JFET was the first functional device. The initial three sections of this chapter are concerned with JFET structures fabricated using conventional silicon technology, while the remaining four are devoted to short channel MESFETs. Now discuss the principle of operation. This figure over here, it shows the diagram of N-channel JFET along with the biasing arrangement. The device consists of a thin bar of an N-type semiconductor sandwiched between two P+ type regions of the same semiconductor. The thin N regions is isolated from P+ regions by the junction depletion regions and is called a channel. The channel is provided with ohmic contacts at the two ends. During the operation of the device, one of these two contacts is connected to the negative terminal of the supply voltage, and this is known as the source electrode because it serves as the source of electrons for the current in the channel. The other contact is connected to the positive terminal of the supply, and it acts as a sink for the electrons flowing out of the channel. This is called the drain electrode, or simply the drain. Each of the two P+ regions is called the gate. The P+ regions are shown in this figure over here. When the gate is reverse biased with respect to the source, the widths of the two depletion regions increase. Consequently, the cross-sectional area of the channel is reduced and its resistance is increased. Thus, JFET is basically a voltage control resistor whose resistance can be varied by changing its bias between the gate and the source. In order to understand the principle of operation of this device, let us consider the idealized structure as we have shown over here. We assume that the channel is uniformly doped with the donor concentration Nd and that the P plus gate regions are much more heavily doped than the channel, so that the spread of the depletion region on both sides can be neglected. Let us first consider the case in which the gate voltage Vg is equal to 0. In this situation, the first channel resistance R0 is given by R0 is equal to L divided by 2Q mu n Nd Z A minus W0, where W0 is the zero bias depletion region with L and Z represent the length and width of the channel respectively, and 2A is the total channel thickness. We note that 2A minus W0 is the thickness of the conducting channels at zero bias. Let a small positive voltage Vd be applied to the drain. As long as Vd is small compared to Vi, the width W0 remains constant throughout the channel and is given by W0 is equal to 2 epsilon s divided by q Nd Vi to the power of half f. For this situation, the channel behaves as a constant resistor with resistance given by, when the Vd becomes comparable to Vi, then because the voltage rise from source to drain, the channel becomes increasingly reverse biased towards the drain. If Vx represents the voltage at a distance x from the source, then the depletion region with Wx becomes Wx is equal to 2 epsilon s divided by q Nd Vi plus Vx to the power of half. This figure shows variation of Wx with the distance x along the channel. Neglecting the voltage drop across the region outside the narrow channel, we see that Vx has a maximum value Vd at the drain and Wx is the maximum there. The elemental resistance Dr is associated with finite length dx of the channel and can be written as Dr is equal to dx divided by 2q mu n Nd Z in brackets A minus Wx bracket close. The total distance R of the channel is obtained by integrating from x is equal to 0 to x equal to L, giving R is equal to 1 by 2 q mu n Nd Z integral of dx divided by A minus Wx, and the limits are 0 to L. Since Wx is larger than W0 at all points except at x is equal to 0, distance R is larger than R0. Thus it is clear that the channel resistance R increases with the increase of Vd. This increase in R causes the drain current to fall below the initial resistance line as shown in the curve. Vd is equal to 0 over here in this figure. As Vds increase gradually, the depletion region width also increases, and eventually a point is reached where Vd becomes large enough to cause the two depletion regions to meet near the drain. When this happens, the channel near the drain gets pinched off and the source and drain are isolated from each other through the depletion region of the reverse bias P plus N junction. The pinched off region has a very high electric field directed along the negative x direction away from the tip of P channel. This field originates where the ionized donors of the depletion region and terminates on the electron in this region. Such an intense field causes electrons to flow from the tip of P of the channel to the pinched off drain region. The situation is less similar to the existing of the reverse biased collector base junction of a bipolar transistor. The reverse current of this junction is very small, but a large current can flow through the depletion region if minority carriers are injected from the emitter base junction. Thus, the current flowing through the pinched off region and the right of P is limited by the number of electrons that are injected into the depletion region from the tip of the channel. Therefore, the magnitude of this current is determined only by the voltage drop across the undepleted part of the channel. The drain voltage at the onset of the pinch off is called the saturation voltage Vd sat. It can be written as Vd sat is equal to Qnd divided by 2 epsilon A square minus Vi, where Vd is raised above Vd sat, practically all the additional voltage appears across the depletion region. Consequently, the depletion region widens and the point P moves slightly towards the source. When a relatively large increase in Vd above Vd sat causes only a small increase in the depletion region width, so that the channel length L is not significantly affected. Moreover, the voltage at the pinch off point P does not change, it remains at Vd sat. This means that the electrical conditions in the channel have changed only slightly. Thus, the drain current saturates to a value Id sat when Vd sat is increased above Vd sat. This behavior is shown in this figure over here. This one. When a reverse bias Vg is applied to the gate, the depletion region of each P plus N junction becomes wider and the cross-sectional area of the channel is reduced. For small values of Vd, the channel will behave as a resistor, but its resistance when Vd exceeds Vd sat is no longer valid because it's based on the gradual channel approximation. Once the channel is pinched off, the potential distribution in the depletion near the tip of the channel can no longer be obtained using one-dimensional Poisson equation, and the gradual channel approximation loses its validity. We now proceed to examine the characteristics of the two regions of particular interest, namely linear and saturation region. For small voltage such as Vd less than Vi minus Vg, it is possible to simplify by expanding the bracketed terms containing Vd in a binomial series and retaining only the first two terms. This leads to Id is equal to G0 in brackets 1 minus Vi minus Vg divided by Vp to the power of half into Vd, which represents